She sinks into bed, covered by the quilt whose stitches aren't as closely knitted as they are, and their small frames rise and fall simultaneously. 7, 9, 11. Her hummingbird days were meant to be simple. 7, 9, 11. Her hummingbird days were meant to be easy. 7, 9, 11. Her hummingbird days were meant to be innocent, yet the simplicity she needed became complicated. She wasn't protected by their structures, their bloodlines, their links. Nothing protected her, and instead, she became the home of secrets. Her heart, heavy with burdens, she remembers everything she was unable to forget, and the ease at which she was to develop became difficulties. She had to keep the touches to herself as fear ruled her life. She didn't want to be found out, but she knew it wasn't right, yet her mouth has been kept shut. Her heart, heavy with burdens, she remembers everything she was unable to forget. Her innocence died the first night they were covered under that quilt. To think their blood was meant to save her. His hands touched her vagina, her hands were guided to his penis. Now she will always remember the very first time her hands touched a member of a male. Her heart, heavy with burdens, she remembers everything she was unable to forget. She was 7, 9, and 11 years old now. Guilt, hurt, shame chokes her soul. And those days her mom said, "Would you tell me if you were raped?" She lied, said yes. Yet inside she wanted to curl into her mother's arms and tell her about the nights they were under the quilt when he would place his hands over her body or guide her hands over his, and she can't even remember if he had ever penetrated her. And there were times after she forgave him, she'd be on the phone to him trying to get over it, but he had the nerve to ask, "Who are those guys that you were with?" She wanted to tell him, "You have no right to pretend to care, for you lost that opportunity when I was 7, 9, and 11 years old." And he was the reason her heart was so cold. She hated men because her cousin abused her. But he may not have noticed because he was 8, 10, 12, evenly rounded but not mentally grounded. He stole her simple life, her easy days, her innocent heart. I wonder if he ever remembers that he ruined me. She bottled it up for many years, and it wasn't until she was 22, away from home, slumped against her wall, tattered and torn. On the phone, she told her mum the truth, her words scratching her mum's eardrums. I believe he did it to her. He touched her the way he touched me. I didn't know how to tell you, and now I wish I had done years ago, but I don't know. I just couldn't do it. I knew it was wrong, but Mum, I didn't want to hurt you. It wasn't until I was in year 7 I accidentally said to some friends that I kissed my cousin. It was the look they gave me which knocked sense into me. I was ashamed, and the guilt, hurt, shame took over me. Her mother couldn't believe what she heard. Her daughter hid these things from her for years. Her sister's son took advantage of her daughter. Now her daughter has to live with the memories she was unable to forget. But now she feels free and has returned to the hummingbird she used to be. But her sureness that she's forgiven him completely isn't necessarily 100%. You see, she was 7, 9, 11, molested by her cousin who was 8, 10, 12, trapped her under the quilt, incest lingering between the sheets. She wasn't the beautiful hummingbird she was meant to be, not for more than 6 years of her life. Thank you, guys.